So earlier in this year, the secretary really set out his vision for the Department of Education over this next time period through this framework of raise the bar, lead the world. And it's what we're really working to do is unite the field around some key goals and key evidence-based strategies to advance those goals. Within those three buckets, you can see the 6 goals that we have here. Within boldly improving learning conditions, we're focused on eliminating educator shortages for every school. And that's, of course, what we're focused on here today. Within eliminating educator shortages for every school, we're really focused on 5 key strategies. The reason why the department is really focused on registered apprenticeship programs for teachers as a key strategy for eliminating shortages is that it hits so many of these buckets. It provides a high quality and affordable pathway into the profession, really rooted in what we know about high quality preparation programs, really robust clinical experience with strong support from a veteran teacher who's been trained to provide that support to the teacher in training, providing those leadership and advancement opportunities for our master teachers that are supporting our apprentices, giving them opportunities to advance in their career, educator diversity. I think anybody that's been watching the growth of this movement has seen what an excellent tool this has been to improving the diversity of our workforce. The earn as you learn model of teacher apprenticeship really opens the door into teaching for too many people who have not been able to afford it before. And we're also seeing how registered teacher apprenticeship are providing pathways to becoming a teacher for folks like our paraprofessionals who are also disproportionately people of color to become our teachers, folks with decades of classroom experience. So we're really seeing apprenticeship as a model that gets at so many of our key strategies. So where this all began for us as an administration, we started having conversations with some key stakeholders at the beginning of last year about this work stream. Secretary Walsh and Secretary Cardona issued a Dear Colleague letter to our state education and workforce leaders, critically both of those folks together, calling on them to partner together to take a number of actions to address eliminating educator shortages. And number 1 on the list was establishing a registered apprenticeship program for teachers. So the Department of Labor and Department of Ed came together and said, hey, this is a priority for us. We're going to support you in pursuing these pathways. And at that time, there were just 2 states that had within them a registered apprenticeship program for teachers. Sometimes they're district programs, sometimes they're IHE programs, but they now exist in 23 states. And these programs are in various periods of enrollment. Some have huge numbers now, like Tennessee and Iowa, while others have been set up and are now enrolling apprentices. But tremendous growth that we've seen. I'm pivoting now to all the resources that are available to you just from the Department of Education to engage in this work. Obviously, right now, all of our colleagues at local education agencies and state departments of education are focused on using the American Rescue Plan funds, whether that's the governor's GEAR funds or second round of ESSER fundings or the ARP ESSER funds. Those funds, as you'll hear about later from some of our colleagues, are currently being used at the state and district levels to support teacher apprenticeship. But it's important to know that as those funds expire over the next couple of years, there's robust resources that are ongoing, both formula and competitive discretionary programs that can support the further expansion of this work. I do want to share why we at the department are really excited about the national guidelines for apprenticeship standards drafted by the Pathways Alliance and approved by the Department of Labor. But as you all know, it can be challenging to crosswalk between the education and workforce systems. The national guideline standards provide a framework for how registered apprenticeship programs can meet the standards of apprenticeship and also make sure that you're providing a high quality educator preparation program. It provides a framework that you can adjust to fit your own programs and also helps with that translation between the education and workforce systems. It provides a pathway to expedited approval because you know that if you're using the standards in the national guidelines from Pathways that they meet the Department of Labor's requirements. And again, you can be sure that they're aligned to high quality standards because they have the backing of these organizations. National guidelines for standards are really important to make sure that we're all aligning to what the evidence shows is high quality educator preparation programs. And the National Guideline Standards from Pathways Alliance does that. With that, I have the pleasure to hand it over to my colleague from the Department of Labor, Manny Lamar. We have been doing the same type of learning from each other, translating back and forth that we know is happening at the state and local level. So we're in it with you and have really loved the partnership and opportunities to collaborate. And we hope that you all are experiencing the same thing as you see the synergies between your education and workforce systems.